You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz TV studios in Los Angeles, California, this is AfterBuzz TV's Oscars Fashion Special. Tonight's hosts are Jackie Miranne, Pamela Pekerman, and Courtney Stewart, live from the studio this time. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's conversation, you can buzz us at 424-256. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV's Fashion Special.
Yes! Oh, and I like there's even more applause in the background. Can I get more applause?
All the fans, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You.
I know.
So excited to be here.
You shouldn't have. Well, everyone, I am so excited to be here, and I know Pamela is too. Yeah. It is our first time signing out the award season of 2012 live in the AfterBuzz studios. I'm Jackie Miranne, and we are going to bring you all the Oscars hits and misses. Some more hits than misses, which is the good news.
For sure. Yes.
And we're doing it live, and for also the first time in the AfterBuzz studios, our beautiful Pamela Pekerman is here.
Like a virgin. Hello.
AfterBuzz for the very first time.
For the first time.
And our LA standby, Courtney Stewart, looking gorgeous in pink today.
I
think we all got our glam on for our final
Definitely.
style special of the award season.
Yes,
I'm sparkling in my Zara. You know I love Zara. I mean,
You're obsessed.
I'm just a walking ad by now. What are you ladies wearing today?
Okay, I'm sparkling in black. Thank you, Red Light PR, because they just gave this to me literally 45 minutes ago.
Cool.
And I should remember the company, but it's Gracia Fashion, I think. And if I got
I love that company. Yes.
Very nice.
Super cute.
Very nice. And
Faux Chanel.
What's the orange dress?
This is like an orange top from them, too.
Isn't
got
coral
on
your
the top.
signature
She's so
color?
cute.
Coral is my signature color, and I changed right before because I was like, no, I feel like there's going to be pink.
Oh.
And we would have been totally the same.
Courtney, you are looking gorgeous in
great.
pink.
Thank you.
What compliments of where?
Compliments of H&M,
Nice.
My other favorite.
my other favorite, and I have on jeans. I don't know where they're from. I don't remember forever.
That's
And
what jeans are about, though. They're
Yes.
just like your
staple.
There's staples in there.
Yeah.
But we
Go-to
have to talk
standby.
about shoes just because I love shoes.
Oh, wait.
And I'm sort of
Put it on the table.
known for taking my shoe off and putting it on the
Put it on the table.
Yes.
But they made
the
me happy
stiletto.
because I was hoping it was spring.
Color
No,
blocking.
but when you put on the table, you have to put your leg on the table. Is that allowed here?
Normally I would, but you're here and my legs are kind of long.
As
and
long as we have a stiletto,
are a little snug and we don't want rips.
as long as we have a stiletto on the table.
We're
For,
good.
All is
for
right
our
with the
fashion
world.
special,
Yeah, I got
all
big
is
feet.
right with the world. And we are hot off of our Fashion Week special
Yes.
coverage for AfterBuzz
Yes,
TV.
yes.
Be sure to check that out at AfterBuzzTV.com, guys. Kelly Ben Simone, Miss J from
Tadashi.
America's Next Top Model,
We got Tadashi.
Scoop, Project Runway, Christian Siriano.
Yes, you guys did a wonderful job.
All on AfterBuzzTV.com. But let's get to the main event, Oscars, baby. I mean, I am just so excited because we have double the amount on our best dress list to our worst dress list, which
Yep.
makes
Which
me
is
so
amazing.
happy. And
They're listening to us. I think that they're listening
yes,
to us.
they should.
They are.
They should.
Yeah.
I mean, hello.
We know what we're talking about.
Sparkle and
We would not
shine.
steer you wrong.
Our
but-
trend of the night, all about the jewels. I mean, and Oscars being all about the jewels as a trend. I mean, that is something
Such
really
a stretch, really.
But there were some really new ways of doing jewels, especially the neckline and the empire waist details on a lot of women. Melissa McCarthy, Sherry
Shepherd.
Sherry Shepherd,
Maya Rudolph.
Rudolph,
Great look.
She did a
Sandra
good look.
Bullock. I mean, the list went on. And another surprising way to do this trend was with just the details, like one accent. Took Michelle Williams over the top. Simple diamond strand chokers on Penelope Cruz, Cameron Diaz, all best dressed ladies of the night. So I think we saw jewels in a fresh way. Lots of sparkle and shine. Octavia Spencer. We'll get to.
I like how you sang
Sparkle for
that.
days.
I know. I had to sing that like.
She was amazing.
Was she wear Tadashi? Yes. So that was, of course, nothing new there, but in different ways, which we liked. But what about Peplum popping up on
little
that
bit of
red
pop
carpet?
there. Okay, Michelle Williams. She had the peplum. She had the brooch. It was Fred Leighton, from the 19th century. It was diamonds. It was gorgeous. I loved everything about it.
Michelle Williams was like every trend wrapped into one.
But she worked, and I'm not a fan of her. She's sort of like always so like cutesy and look at me with this little hairdo. But I thought she knocked it.
And her curtains that she wears.
We'll get to it.
I thought she looked amazing, but that pin, I think that's going to be copied over and over again come wedding season in June.
Oh,
definitely.
Good call.
Bridesmaids are going to be all over that look.
And that's exactly what
All
I
right,
thought
well,
when I
we'll
saw
get
it.
to it
Oh,
in-
on a wedding dress. That would be so perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to get to Michelle Williams in more detail, but let's just quickly touch upon our other trend of this whole season, pretty much, which is the pale tones, the lace. But you know what, guys? I'm sorry. The women who rocked this last night didn't really rock it because they're on our worst dress list, most of them, from Berenice Bejo
Pourquoi?
to Rooney Mara. Why so sad? Why so sad, Rooney Mara? To Kristen Wiig.
She just looked
any
like a
list.
washout.
Washout.
And it was a great dress. If it was in another color, if it was in one of these colors we're wearing, she could have been on my best dress list because she looked amazing in Jay Mandel. Fabulous.
And I do not want anybody to say, because she's a comedian, because they're funny gals, they don't need to be about fashion, because we're going to get to Tina Fey, who I'm so excited to talk about. I'm just singing.
Are you practicing?
Phil wanted
We need,
singing.
like, a
we gave
keyboard.
Phil singing.
You were inspired at Lincoln Center. Clearly, you're trying out for a whole new show that I don't know about.
I'm going opera.
There you go.
I'm going opera for the Oscars, but let's get right to it. Let's get to our best dressed women, because I'm
so
so
many.
excited. They really brought the glam the way I wanted them to, and so another round of applause as we
Yes.
get into our best dressed ladies.
For good stuff.
Can we start with Gwyneth Paltrow? Give me a cape. Courtney, don't even make that face. Don't even make that face. Tom Ford, caping it. What are you doing, Courtney?
I'm smiling for the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Go on.
Okay, I'm going to rave about this. First of all, she is the reason I went low pony today. Because that's how
Beautiful.
inspired I am by Gwyneth Paltrow's geometric, chic, sleek, modern, fresh, forward, clean, glam goddess look right here for the Oscars.
Well,
I
now that
mean,
we've covered the whole dictionary. Tell us what you really think.
No more synonyms available.
there aren't. There are not enough cinnamons.
There's not enough cinnamon in the cover to tell us how good that looks. That's a lot of spice right there.
There is not enough cinnamon.
Cinnamon again.
Synonyms.
That should be the word.
I can't
Cinnamon.
pronounce anything.
Just
Phil's
say
going to
cinnamon.
have to pronounce Mila Jovovich later for us. But I love this. The cuff just takes it over the edge for me. Gwyneth is one of my ultimate style icons. For her to do clean and simple this strong and make such a statement and be one of the most forward women on the carpet, I love it. I can't say enough about it. I don't have enough synonyms to describe it. Pamela?
Okay, so I think when it walked out on the carpet with the cape, it was amazing. It was a great collaboration between Tom Ford and Gwyneth Paltrow. However, I think I'm going to get kicked out of the studio. I might need some backup from Phil. However, I felt like when she was on stage presenting, it was just a dress. It was a good dress, but it was nothing to rave about. Sorry. It was it was luxury. And it was wonderful when it walked like this because it's something you just don't see. And she carried it so well. But when she took off the cape, I was underwhelmed.
Well, for me, it's all about the cape.
Okay.
Without the cape, it's a different story.
Yeah.
We're not.
It's not a story.
It's
just
not a story.
It's
The
just
story is the cape. It's like Sarah Jessica Parker in Sex and the City 2. I was an extra on the set when she did a cape dress for the premiere party event scene. And I was stunned by that. And this reminded me of that. I mean, I just love it. Cape only.
cape
We're only
only.
talking
Okay.
cape.
Okay. If cape only, then she was amazing.
We're going to move on to the next. We're not going to let...
You're
we're not gonna
afraid
let
to hear what
Courtney
this one
Stewart-
has to
Don't
say.
anything.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Courtney.
She'll hold back.
Everybody has an
so
opinion.
gorgeous. Like, she's gorgeous.
She is.
She looked beautiful. Her hair and makeup's beautiful. The jewelry's beautiful. Can't talk either. The jewelry is beautiful.
We drank before we came.
Nobody
You
shared
would
any
think.
alcohol with me.
Tequila.
It's water in here, I swear.
And everybody was raving and like excited, like, oh my God, Gwyneth. And I just was kind of like, oh, okay. Like, I just
Courtney?
didn't. And usually something like that, I'd be like, whoa, she did something different and nobody. And I was like, yeah.
She did, though.
It's
I mean, it
different.
was different. That's why.
It's different.
I love
but
that
it's
simple.
white, and I don't know. It
Yes,
didn't do
but
anything for me,
it's
really.
all about like the geometric silhouette this creates.
But I
and
don't even think it was that interestingly geometric. Like, it's kind of it's just, and it almost looks like her arm, like it almost looks awkward to me. It doesn't quite look as purposeful as I would like it to look or something.
It's
Something's
fashion. It
missing
doesn't have
for
to have a
me.
purpose.
It's true.
You
It's
are
true.
entitled to that opinion, Courtney, and I will not
she
hate on you
entitles
for
But
it.
I
She entitles
really
you to that
wanted to
opinion.
love it. I appreciate the entitlement.
I
Thank
did
you.
love it. I did love it, and I loved every second of that cape. And Tom Ford, I just will love to come find you.
Whom
And
I adore. But
gosh,
I
I love that she's always so minimal, but makes such an impact. She's on my best dress list every time she walks the carpet.
Wait, do you remember the time she did the Poochie thing with the thing in the center, the whole divide? That wasn't a good look.
We're not.
I'm sorry. And then the time when she did the cornrows in her hair.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
that-
too.
I'm just
All
putting
right,
it out
not
there.
every time, but pretty much.
And in these years, she's gotten pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
She's stunning.
Stunning. So I'm going to keep singing about it. And we're going to move on to someone of quite a different category in every way, but in the best dress category, and that's Glenn Close in Zach Posen.
I loved it.
Of any collaboration, I love that Glenn Close is wearing Zach Posen, and I love that it is that green on-trend color. We're seeing a lot of this green. This picture does not do it as much justice as when she has that tuxedo jacket down, and it looks fresh, and it's like what Tilda Swinton tried to do with her Elvis Presley periwinkle look.
That's
but
a whole
she
different.
nailed it. The color on
She's
her.
going to be 65 in 2
And
weeks.
she looks
Okay, can we? Yes, I
we
agree.
do this?
Can we do a little bit of that?
ridiculous.
Okay, and she got a young designer, Zach Posen. So it's this,
Love
a
it.
woman of
With
age
the younger man.
Yes.
with a younger man. So Beverly
Cougar
Hills.
all
So
the way.
cougar.
Okay, yes, it's a lot going on in this town. Let me
Fashion
tell
cougar.
you.
Yes.
Fashion cougar.
She looked amazing, age appropriate. It was hugging her body, but with that jacket, I thought she looked stunning. I think she could have any man from 25 to 105. If you have a
Yes.
pulse and this doesn't turn you on, then you don't like women.
And in her 60s. I mean, that is just
It was perfection. Hair, makeup,
Amazing,
all of it
amazing,
went
amazing.
just right for me. I loved it.
the skin tone, everything. You're right. And actually, when I first saw this, I thought it was black on my
It does register black.
television
It's-
screen.
yeah.
And then when I loved it then. And I wrote blondes look great in black, which is my thing. I love black even though I'm not wearing it today. And then I saw it was green and it took it over the edge for me. That made it that made it everything. So love it. Great job. And another leading lady that we must touch upon, Penelope Cruz.
Now I'm going to sing.
If this is not Grace Kelly, this looks like a fake picture.
Okay.
This looks super
So-
it looks like a Disney
imposed.
picture. Like
It
she should be
really-
like
The
dancing
Prince
and
of
singing.
Monaco was actually at the Oscars the other day, and with his wife, the princess.
Yes.
And I thought between that princess, this was our princess. If you close your eyes and think about what you would wear if you were going to the Oscars, this periwinkle number is. She was one of my, by far, best dressed.
It's just perfection.
I'm
so good.
speechless.
She actually, and I love what she said about it. She said that it was her favorite dress she's ever worn, and
wow.
that
And
she's had some good ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she does a lot of ball gowns.
Yeah.
So
except for that fiery number one year, but we won't talk about that. Because
flashbacks,
we're looking at
flashbacks.
this. We're looking at this. And she said that she did nothing. You know, I love how like Rihanna at the Grammys was like, yeah, I designed it. I'm blah, blah, blah. No.
Yeah.
That's what Armani Privé knows what they're doing. And she said, I tried it on the day before and I was so excited. And she gave all the credit to them, how she just slipped into her favorite gown that she's ever worn. And I love that. She did a simple diamond strand choker, one of our big trends of the night.
Not so simple at 56 carats.
You know.
Well,
if that's,
clarify.
that's
like-
simple.
you know, that's like my 56 carats from
you know what I'm saying. All right.
So the weight on your Zara is basically on her neck in diamonds from Cartier.
Oh my gosh, I could stare.
I'm sorry, show part.
I could stare at this picture all day long. Cinderella done right.
That's
Grace
my next
Kelly.
screensaver. I
perfection.
can't.
Twitter lit up. We were live tweeting at Jackie Miranne, Pamela Pekerman,
Yes.
and Stewart Starlet
Stewart
live
Starlet.
singing. I'm singing again.
There you go.
Live tweeting, and Twitter blew up with Grace Kelly references when this walked
But
the
look,
red
look
carpet.
at look at this shot right now. Honestly, take away everybody from the background because they're actually really bothering me because she's so stunning. They're just getting that lady who's taking a picture of. I mean, I would be doing the same thing actually if I was there.
I know.
It's just she looks like she's floating. It looks amazing. The bodice.
perfection.
I could go on and on.
I know. And
She should. Could we just call her Princess?
she's Princess.
Princess
okay.
Penelope.
Princess
Penelope.
Penelope,
We
yes.
deem you Princess Penelope.
We deem you. Now, Phil, why don't you tell us who our next Best Dressed nominee is, Phil?
I believe Pamela had that covered with her,
Oh.
how
Okay,
she
well,
was going
let
to pronounce it.
me say, first of all, that I was, before the show started, I was like, ladies, is it Mila Jovovich? And everyone's like, no. So everyone, give your proper pronunciations of Mila.
Mila Jovovich.
Okay, and Phil, what was yours?
She covered it there.
Oh,
Just in case I get it wrong. I don't want to be wrong.
Phil's camera shy.
It's definitely Milachka Jovovich. I'm sure is what she's called at home.
Everyone was speaking all these fabulous languages before the show. Now everyone's being camera shy. But nonetheless, she is another siren. Oh my gosh. Another inside scoop here, guys. She has never been to the Oscars, and she has dreamed for so long of what she would wear if she ever got invited. And she wanted, let me get this right, she had a vision of something sleek, structured, that shined, and she nailed every single element.
That is how we
in
do
Ellie
sequins.
Saab. Ellie Saab doing sequins right, and the padded one shoulder gives such an ounce of like oomph and interest, and the Vava lipstick and that retro hair, but she still looked so modern and fresh. Ugh, another.
She carried that dress. I mean, it was one of those situations where I feel like if you put somebody else in that dress, and I'm going to name the girl who I told you, Phil, I was going to name, Leah Michelle. If Leah Michelle, if Leah
She's not
Michelle,
invited to the Oscars.
and I'm clearly not invited to her birthday. If she was going to wear this dress, I would be seeing a little bit.
Yeah, and it's annoying.
And here is a rock star woman doing this dress, and it's not carrying her. She's owning it. I think it looks amazing. There's something a little futuristic about it.
Yes.
And I think
it reminds me of her movies.
Yes. What's that one which she did with Bruce Willis?
The movies are kind of nameless in my brain, but the dress will live
I know
on forever.
And she
Resident
looks
Evil
stunning.
girl?
The red lip.
There you go.
Is that who it is? Is she the Resident Evil girl, Phil? You know this.
Phil knows this.
We're fashion
I'll check
people.
it out.
We're
We don't know
Buzz
the
us
names of
later
the
with
movies,
that,
but we'll
please.
know this is an Ellie Saab forever.
I've seen them.
Yes.
I just don't remember them. But
So
the dress
Courtney,
is gorgeous.
please tell me you love it.
I do love it. At first, I was a little bit bothered by the hair. Like, I love that it's retro, but something was bothering me about the like lower. Like, I couldn't tell exactly what it was doing, and that was bothering me. But either way, like her face, this milky skin, and the red lip, and that ring on her finger. There's nothing about this that was.
You know, they're making me feel pretty bad about my Zara bling right now because
Don't
it
feel bad, girl. I got on World Market bling. It's
Oh, nice,
it be like
nice.
that sometimes.
By the way, she is Resident Evil as well as the Fifth Element.
That's
which is
it. That's
much
what I was
bigger
thinking
movie
of.
for
Fifth
me.
Element. Thank you.
Oh.
I just think it's amazing. And it's one of those, like, for example, if I was going to put this on, that dress would carry me. I would look like a hot mess, and I would be a Leah Michelle trying to do my... And it's breathtaking. It was one of the first dresses that came out in the night, and it was just like, okay, we're preparing ourselves for an amazing red carpet. Everything's going to go well. It didn't. But this was a good start.
And speaking of Ellie Saab, revel in this moment.
Yes, because there's
bring
going to
up
be a hot
somebody
mess
else.
coming up.
Remember,
And we're going to come back with Katy Perry flashbacks as well.
Love
So
the whites.
we're loving it. We're loving it. And
That's
now
how you were white.
Okay.
let's get to a main event for myself and Pamela, especially
Emotional connection.
meaningful to us. Don't tear up, Pamela.
Sorry.
Octavia Spencer in. Can we get a round of applause?
Tadashi Shoji.
She stayed faithful.
Three
I love
times
it.
is a charm. We asked
love
this question to the designer
Yes,
himself
I
at Fashion
interviewed
Week.
him.
Give
It's
us
on-
the scoop, Pamela.
He would not confirm nor deny, but based on his facial expressions, and you can watch the video on AfterBuzzTV.com, he definitely, obviously, they got it right. This is a little bit similar to what she wore at the Globes, but, you know, kicking it up a notch. She's zhuzhing it and all the sparkle. The ruching is exactly where it needs to be. That is a dress made for her body. Do you know what I mean?
Literally, it's
Literally, it's
custom.
made for her body. It's amazing. She looks flawless. I love the train. She looks like a woman that is saying to everybody out there, I'm going to win this sucker tonight.
That's right.
And guess what?
As
She
Nene
did.
Leakes would say, love me some Nene. Love me some Nene.
Nene wasn't on the carpet. Where was she?
No.
Oh, darn it.
Listen, Oscars people, if you want to kick it up a notch next time,
Sacha
you got
Baron Cohen and not Nene Leakes.
No
What's up with
comment.
that?
She looks amazing. I do have some scoop to share from the Tadashi people about what happened with this dress, but they haven't confirmed 100% if I could say it. So
Okay, so
check out my
you'll tweet
tweets. I will tweet me at Pamela Pekerman, and I will share the scoop as soon as they confirm that I can say it. But
good.
this dress almost didn't happen, so it's a lot of info.
Ooh, follow her on Twitter to
Yeah.
find out those details. Courtney.
Well, I
Yes,
love
the singing
Octavia.
continues.
I mean, I can't. I was looking and I'm like, because my biggest concern has always been her boobies, because even though you're cinching in your waist, if your boobies are sitting too
Lady
low,
friends.
it doesn't work very well. And she's got them uplifted. The sleeve is the perfect length on her
Yes,
arms,
Yes,
so it
yes.
doesn't cut them
Perfectly.
at the wrong spot, so they
Yeah.
look bigger. Everything worked. Only thing I might have tweaked a little bit was the hair.
Yes, I do agree.
The
on
hair
that.
was bothersome because it was very piecey. There was like the piece that was gelled
Yeah.
here, then there was the piece that was and it was very separate. And I want it to flow together a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I would have liked a little bit more color on the lip just because I felt like it blended in a little too much.
But whoever
that's
does
just
her
me.
makeup does a great job.
they do
She's
a great job.
been
She looks
glowing the
good.
whole
The eyes
season.
are amazing.
Her and Viola Davis.
Yes, their skin,
Yeah.
Their skin
all of it's
tone.
beautiful.
Another great pick. She knows herself. She knows her color range. Working with Tadashi, you can see the relationship has grown. They probably
He knows women's bodies.
Right.
I mean,
He said he can dress women.
He can
at
dress any woman,
size,
any
and
age.
he proves it with this. Courtney's raising her hand.
I wear Tadashi
Please.
all the time, and I mean, I know women 20 to 22. I will say, because we are speaking about size, and you know how I feel about
Yes,
this.
get to the Spanx. She wore 3 pairs last awards show. I wonder how many this time.
You know what? Maybe if she's just wearing one, but it's not just about size because I am
It's
a
not.
small girl and I wear shapewear too. Everyone needs. This is like my public service announcement. I will say this as many times as humanly possible. Please listen, zoom in on this information. If you only hear one thing today, everybody needs some shapewear. People, get it together, okay? And we're gonna talk about somebody who doesn't wear shapewear, and it's unfortunate.
This is perfection. The way
Thank
the
you.
ruching goes to the center.
Yeah, that
the
helps,
sparkle, everything about. I don't even want to say dressing for your body type. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It's just
This
a dress.
is amazing. It's an amazing dress.
I look
and
at
that's
her
all
and
I
I'm
wanna
like,
say.
you look hot.
Yeah,
And
she
that's a
looks
great
perfect.
picture. The
Yeah.
pose is perfect. Like every
She's
angle,
like, what?
she got that
She's
exactly
like, I'm gonna
right.
get this one. Yeah.
And I saw her.
Snap me now.
I saw her walking out. She was all tired out by the end of this show. But let me tell you, she's gonna have some of her best pictures on that mantle, along with that
Yes.
statue.
And
baby.
she's standing stronger than she
Yes.
has in all of the red carpets. in this
Absolutely.
picture,
deserves it.
so
She
knew
looks
it.
another Tadashi hit.
Tadashi,
Yes.
3
So
for 3.
excited. 3 for 3. We got our answer, Pamela.
Yay.
And now to a true golden statue standing live on the carpet. George Clooney may not have won, but he walked with a woman that ignited a whole array of golden statue references.
Yes, she did.
Stacy Keibler and Marquesa. I will just sing all the designers for you today. But
Lord.
let me tell you, golden statue, she was his golden statue. The fit of this dress, the color against her skin tone. This is a flower done right, Amber Riley, take note. Everything about this, you don't put it on the boobs, you put it on the waist and you fit it perfectly. And this is just truly, she saved her best for the Oscars. She knew she had to go out with a bang. And, well, anyway, I could make a reference
This-
there.
Definitely did that.
This is liquid gold
Yes.
on her body. I don't think almost nobody else could pull this off. I mean, still having a bow on your side section could be like a third butt cheek to some people. And she looks amazing. So if you're not locking this one down, then you need to ask yourself who you really like. Just saying.
Honestly,
No,
we
I
really
mean,
did
look,
not drink
she-
before this show. I just want to put that out there, and this is water.
She looks amazing. And the skin, when we saw her walk down, her skin was phenomenal. So whatever bronzer she's using, I want to know.
I think it was like probably Private Jet to Cabo bronzer. But
I don't know, or
if
like,
you're George
or like
Clooney's
Temp
gal.
2, or somebody came and did a good job on her. I mean, she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And she's got a body for days.
And she's tall.
But that doesn't mean you can always pull things
No,
off. And
that is
she
true.
pulled this off.
And she was
Nailed
very
it.
restrained. She kind of lets him have his moment,
She
which I
does.
really like.
But she stepped it up a notch for this one.
She did
She's like, for the
shine.
last one, I'm gonna shine
I'm
a
gonna
bit.
shine a bit.
In case I don't come back.
Did you love it, Courtney?
I did. I mean, I think that
I
the
heard
biggest
that.
thing that I'm sorry, I'm still laughing on the inside about the butt cheek on her hip. I can't even concentrate.
You will not
Why would
find
it come
that
around the side?
anywhere other than AfterBuzz
AfterBuzz
TV. It is an exclusive, a third butt cheek reference.
Butt cheek. But the we already talked about the skin, obviously, but whatever the tanner is was perfect. It wasn't orange. It could have gone really bad with a gold dress and then the golden hair. Like, it could have been really off. And it looks very natural. She's in the dress. It has to be uncomfortable because it fitted just that perfect, but it doesn't look. She looks so relaxed, and the hair was just soft and nice, and I couldn't have asked for more.
I know.
And I don't even like Stacy Keibler.
I know. Backhanded compliment.
I don't even like the girl. And I can't help it. She looks great.
Now, speaking of some backhanded, well, we're not giving them any compliments. We do have to move on, unfortunately. I don't want to call it the worst dress list.
Because it wasn't even that
It wasn't
bad.
that bad. There was no...
Well, before, do you guys want to, I have some tweets from fans.
Oh,
Absolutely.
sweet. We love tweets from
I
fans.
don't
us
have
the
the
tweets.
images, but you know, a lot of people were saying Angelina Jolie for their best dressed, and then
Ooh, we're going to get
we're
to
gonna
her.
talk to
She's
her.
on our must mention.
There you
Stay
go.
tuned for Angelina Jolie.
and then I have a lot of Natalie Portman.
A lot
For
of...
best dress?
What?
Someone said best dressed Natalie Portman.
That's
I do.
why
I have a friend that tweeted she loved Natalie Portman and her polka dot number.
I'll take this one. I got it.
Okay, go
I'm
for
good.
it. Go for it.
Really?
I actually think she looked very good. I thought she looked very good. I thought
And
she
a
looked
lot of women did like it.
I liked it. It's just I don't think it was my best dress. It was just like a good dress. Oh, not even gonna go there. I thought she looked very sweet. I thought, and I think best dressed, there was just too much competition last night. You know what I mean? It's like being a good movie when there's 5 good movies. You kind of wish you were the good movie when there were 4 other bad movies. Yeah. Oh no. Okay.
We're gonna
Are we going to talk about Natalie, or are we moving on?
You
Should we
could
move on?
throw it out there, Courtney.
All I have to
Unleash.
say is, it was better than what happened last year.
That's what I was gonna
understand
say.
you were pregnant, whatever. But even though I believe that is zero excuse, because I think you're actually super hot when you're pregnant. But anyway, this year, what was that, Chanel? What did she wear? Was it Chanel? Do
The
we know?
designer shall remain nameless.
Okay. That's how I feel about that. The
There's
necklace.
no,
I liked
There's
it. I
no
liked it.
singing.
It
There's
was
no
cute,
singing.
but it literally looked like something she went like. Looks like something. There's a vintage store down like on Burbank in Magnolia Street or something, and it
Well, a
looks
lot of
like she
people
like
like
rode up in
vintage.
there and came. But it wasn't glamorous. It wasn't Oscar. It wasn't, and she's too cute. Like she is just a
It was cute.
beautiful girl.
I'm
thought
gonna
it
say
was
it was
cute.
cute.
It was cute.
And it was better than last year. And we'll leave it
Yeah.
at that for all of you fans of Natalie
I'm
Portman.
not leaving it at that because I
Uh-oh.
like you, Natalie Portman, and you could be so hot, and I just don't understand why you fight your hotness.
And there's Courtney's public
And that's
service
what I feel
announcement.
about it. And I'm done.
Well, let's move on. She's not on our worst. We'll
She's not
say
worse.
that
No,
much.
definitely
by
not.
any means.
And honestly, what I'm gonna start it on a positive note that there were only 3 ladies who even made the list.
Yeah.
There was no Sarah Michelle Gellar Titanic shipwreck
Even though
coming
some
down.
people like that.
No.
Well, there's no accounting.
We're past we're past that.
Moving on.
But there were 3 ladies who gave us something to talk about, and we're gonna thank them for that. But Bernice Bejo, I told you, Ellie Saab, we were gonna come back to bite you, and no, okay. That pale mint color. Pamela, we were at Fashion Week. We know this is one of the biggest
hot.
colors of the spring season, but she did Ellie Saab in this color, and so did Katy Perry in a similar tone, and they did not nail it. They're making the worst dress list because I have to say, this is matronly, it's washed out, I didn't like the hair, and I just didn't like anything about this look. There's not one thing I can say about this look that I liked, other than I know she's a beautiful woman and she's walked other
beautiful.
red carpets and looked gorgeous this season, so that is so disappointing for me.
So here's what I'm going to say to the Ellie Saab people. I don't think you totally missed the mark. I think if we cut off the sleeves, we could salvage this, okay? I really do. I think if
But
we
the
cut
middle
off
section.
I think if we cut off the sleeves, we could salvage this. I love the color. And by the way, I'm going to go back to Katy Perry for a second. I actually really like that dress, but her boobs are so fabulous. I mean, how did
We talk a lot about boobs on these styles.
you know?
They're very important.
They are important.
She's on trend
to
with
a lot
the-
of people for different reasons.
She's obviously she's on trend with the pastel colors, so I'm sure she's gonna make some of the magazine lists for that. But I think this was sequins gone awry. It didn't work for me. And maybe in another situation, if there were other bad dresses, this would just be in the middle ground, not quite off Project Runway, but not quite at the bottom. But yeah,
She'd be safe.
She'd be safe. But no, she wasn't safe last night because everybody was so on. So yeah, worst. Yeah, but I think we cut off the sleeves.
I'm not. I'm
No,
not feeling
okay.
that.
So I just want to save it. I'll stop.
I mean, maybe she needed a nipple slip. Like, was that a nip slip with Jennifer Lopez? Because it's debating. It's debatable.
What do you mean?
On the
Did she
show
on the live show when she was presenting?
that came out on Twitter?
She showed some lady friends.
We weren't sure. We were all curious. Jennifer
Andy
Lopez, can you
Cohen
tweet
said
us and
she
let us
did.
know? She did.
That's what he said.
Either way, maybe that. I don't know. What would sex this up a bit?
First of all, she
Some
should
sex.
attempt to lift those boobies up.
Here we go
Let's
again with
start
the
there.
boobies.
If you're gonna plunge to your waistline and then you have a banded waist, like I don't know what's going on at the waist. It's supposed to be cinched, or I don't really understand. But the boobs are sitting on the waistband. Do we see it's on the
We
waist?
need cleavage.
You,
we need
or
shapewear.
at least just
we need
sit on.
cleavage.
Well, there were a lot of
her
ladies who
there.
needed some cleavage yesterday, but that's
Yeah. I'm sad because she's hot.
I know that
she's
I
sex.
wanna-
She's
She's
sultry.
Brazilian French.
Yeah.
so hot.
Can you get any sexier than that?
Thank you. With this accent and those big eyes, like she has great eyes.
And that hair
the
color.
hair,
and
the
the fire
skin.
hair.
So we love her. We just don't love the
her.
dress.
We
Okay.
do.
We love you.
Love you, Bernice. We love you. So we're gonna leave off on that.
disappointed.
Yes, kisses to you.
Tried.
And we'll see you next time, Ellie. Sob. And
Hopefully in better circumstances.
we'll just think of Mila. And we're gonna move on to another one who just can't get fashion right this season.
Now I'm gonna cry.
Shailene Woodley. Showing her age. Babies cannot cut it against Glenn Close. She'll eat you up on this red carpet. She was in the bold flower number on the total opposite end of the spectrum last show. Now she's all covered up and
sounds coming from
she's
this side.
she's looking Glenn Close's age and
Closer
she's
to close, yes.
right. And she's in Valentino. I hate to say it, matronly. Nothing fresh about this. Boring, blah.
So, yeah. Okay, here we go.
Help.
So
And
clearly, Valentino. Well, he's no longer with the House of Valentino. He left the company. So this is what happens. I don't think Mr. Valentino would ever let this happen to such a young girl. I don't think he'd even let it happen to an older woman. Here's how I would save it, because there's a thought here. Somebody was thinking about this. They just didn't really think it through. I would cut off her sleeves and actually do a halter.
Yes.
And if this was short, she could wear it to a whole different function. Not the Oscars, but if this was short and halter, I could see her doing this with some pop of color coral pumps or stilettos, and she would be very sexy and youthful. That would save it. If you want to give me this Valentino dress, I will do a DIY for myself.
we need a DIY.
I'll borrow
this.
it. I'll borrow it.
I don't think you can DIY Valentino, but we're willing to do it for the sake of fashion.
I would take the dress.
Shailene, we're trying to help you
Yes.
because honestly, I saw in an interview that she loves vintage and she always. But you're not supposed to look like you're 40 years old. You're supposed to just like freshen
that's
it
like
up
70,
and make it new. And she was barefoot at something,
like
the
Sister
Independent
Wives.
Spirit Awards or something. She had to take off her Louboutins. You do not take off Louboutins.
It is not classy to
You
be
bleed
barefoot.
yourself. You bleed yourself.
You bleed for
And-
fashion, people.
Exactly.
Or just wear comfortable shoes to begin with. But you
Exactly.
do not take off Louboutins on a red carpet.
No. I'll take those too if you're a size 5.
We'll take your rejects.
I'll take your rejects and make
Well,
them my own.
she's a big girl, so I think she's tall, so maybe she fits.
Somebody else take the shoes, then I'll take the dress.
shoes.
Put your shoe back up.
Are you wearing any diamonds in this picture? Because I'll definitely take those.
Is she wearing anything? Does
Is
she
she-
have
no.
on
There
any
was-
jewelry?
No.
Just fabric, a whole
Okay.
swath of it.
Well, while we're doing do it yourself, I would have made it tight all the way down. I like the long sleeves actually. I wish the back was out, and I wish it was fitted body all the way down, like maybe to a
That could have been a good
Cap
one
sexy
too.
or
kind of
cap
thing.
sleeves,
Or a cap
is
sleeve would work.
accentuated shoulder pads.
Yep.
Somebody said in an interview too, I think that she was really excited about this dress because it was the first dress she wore that she really loved and really wanted to wear.
Call us.
Shailene, pray.
424-256-1729.
Call us.
Buzz
And
us.
it's sad too because
Shailene.
not
And
only
And
is she
don't
young,
buzz us later.
Buzz us now. Not only is she young though, but she has a very, not that I'm like checking out the chicks that much, but she has a very soft, natural, athletic, beautiful body. And
She's
She
gorgeous.
has a great body. She's gorgeous. She's talented. We really like you. Buzz us now.
We like you. Also, we love you, ladies. We are trying to help,
we want to help.
and we really don't.
What
really
was
know
her hair doing?
This is all out of love. It's a little mitzvah. That's what we're doing right here. God's work.
Nothing sparkles.
Nothing
I need a little
sparkles. We need
sparkle.
shine, a slit, stick that
A
pale
sexy
leg
long
out.
split up the front.
No,
or
then she would be
something.
Leah Michelle.
Oh.
Sorry, Phil.
Or Angelina Jolie, who's actually auditioning her leg for War Horse right here. Yes. So anyway, Shailene, buzz us at 424-256-1729. Phil has plenty to share with you, our producer. He is an expert in all things. I'm sure you have an answer for her,
For
Phil.
fashion, I certainly am not. All things
Phil's gonna
except
leave that
fashion.
to us.
But I will. I do have a knack for saying who's hot and who's not. How about
You
that?
do.
Okay.
Is she
And-
hot?
And, no.
She's not
Not
And,
that.
All right. Well, Phil,
That
Well,
would
that's
be
the
a
pulse
no.
for you.
Phil solidified it here. You need help, Shailene, and we're here to help. And I don't know if I want to help our next person because she doesn't seem very nice, and I don't like that. Rooney Mara, I don't understand why she doesn't smile because apparently her life is really great. And the fashion world...
You people own the goddamn New York
No.
Giants.
But you know what? And she tried to stray
It-
away
it's
from
really
that in an
sucks to be
interview.
like-
Which is fine. I mean, actually respect
But
that.
smile about it, though. I mean, do something.
Be
to
like, hey, I
be nice.
There's too much horrible shit in the world right now for you to be frowning on a red carpet in a $1,000 dress and thousands of
Givenchy,
jewelry.
yes.
Like, give me a break. You could crack up a
The public
grin.
service announcements just keep coming on
Stop
AfterBuzz.
looking so miserable. Nobody's making you be there. Don't
Yes,
go.
Exactly.
Don't go.
Be like Woody Allen.
Thank you.
And
Don't
save us.
Don't support it.
He's a style icon. Talk to him. But seriously,
Did you just call Woody Allen?
he is a style icon.
He
We
has
talked
his
about this.
very
on
own
the-
style.
He does.
He has
It's
a
more
quirky,
he
consistent.
he's a
creates.
quirky New York style. He does. Okay.
But here's the thing: the fashion world loves
her.
Rooney Mara,
you-
Rooney Mara,
yeah.
Rooney Mara.
They loved this too last
And
night.
they loved it. But you know what? This is fashion, people. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Just because you say you love something doesn't mean you have to love it all the time. Because we
All
all
the way.
know this was severe. This was flat chested. This was pale. This was drab. It was gloomy. There was no smile. And how can you take a bright white something and turn it into pale and drab? I don't know. Because black, I can understand, can always just turn gloomy. But you're in bright white with a red lip.
No, she
How
makes
did she
every
make
color
this
look
sad?
gloomy.
She made it sad. And you know what? I'm just gonna one last thing. We're talking so much about boobies,
Boobies.
and I'm someone who can talk about lack of boobies because that's my specialty. And there's a way to do a lack of boobies and make it sexy. And no, you did
Yeah,
not.
I saw a girl with a dragon tattoo. She got some nice boobies.
Did you
Thank
say
you,
she
Phil.
has nice boobies?
Thanks, Phil.
Yes, I did.
Phil just
went-
talked about boobies on the show. Yes, we can
right.
sign off.
He appreciates her
I'm
boobies.
You
gonna-
can't see them there, but they're there.
Well,
Maybe she had a body double.
Bring them out.
It's
Bring
fine.
them out.
I think,
Bring
look,
them out.
whatever, you're a double D, you're a negative A, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to talk about the dress for a second. So first of all, by the way, Nina Garcia referred to her as punk Audrey Hepburn. So this is an example of the fashion world
No.
really sticking to fashion. This is a high fashion dress. Yes. Is it going to work in a magazine when we're doing a whole spread? Abso-freaking-lutely. But it's highly unfashionable and unflattering right now. It
Yes.
looks like, okay, so here's, because we're focusing on the lady friends over here.
We should just do the
Runner
show
does
like
look
this.
like-
And I should just hold mine. They're actually quite bad. So
I
it
have
looks
to
like
find mine.
it looks like she actually has. Do you know, like on your backyards, you have the retractable awning?
Yes.
It looks like she has 2 retractable awnings protecting her little boobies from the sun. Now maybe that's what the people at Givenchy were thinking. They were thinking she's gonna be on the red carpet, out in the sun. We're gonna protect her lady
She
friends.
is pale. Maybe she's just
We're
trying
gonna
to keep it
protect.
safe.
So her
That's
lady
true.
friends, are protected. And you know what?
No nip slips here.
No nip slips. No, getting sun in the areas because that would hurt
Yes.
if she got a sunburn over there.
Yeah, and back in my tanning bed days, yeah.
And no. Es vergüenza.
We know better. We know better now.
Yeah.
No. And I don't want fashion people to stick by their guns. Admit that this wasn't great. Just
Like
admit
it just
No.
wasn't.
and I'll be happy.
This could have been in a magazine, not on the red carpet.
Absolutely. I'm singing again.
No, don't sing for this.
I'm not singing for
Don't
this.
sing for this.
I'm singing for the fact that we just nailed it.
This is like Don't
we
Cry for
called
Me.
it like it is. And yeah. And even Courtney, what?
It's just sad. I feel like I was watching The Walking Dead last night, and I feel like I should baseball bat it just and knock it off the screen. It's awful.
She,
So awful.
and she's pretty. She's
And
pretty. By the way,
personality-
she's
And
pretty.
she could, and I like the
She's
Audrey
pretty.
Hepburn reference, but it's so insulting.
The face,
not
actually,
good.
by the way, if you cover her whole body, right, with that horrible dress, I say like,
the booby wings.
and you look at her face, she does have that Audrey
She's got the
Hepburn-esque
little-
vibe.
Right,
the
I see where you're
hair,
going with
You
it.
know,
it.
but she didn't get there, and let's just admit it.
No,
it wasn't,
she didn't.
It wasn't a home run.
She didn't walk that. That was not a home run. That was not a touchdown. Giants people. That was not a.
You know what
We're-
sucks? From
What
like
sucks,
a
Phil?
Yes, Phil.
No,
get
here's
it.
what sucks because
Tell us
last
what
year
sucks.
a Social Network, it had a lot of hype and things like that, and she had a small role in that. But I thought just even the movie itself, she looked hot,
Phil
and now
thinks
she
she's
has a
hot.
prominent role, and this is what we get out of it for her and
I
her
think she's hot,
Oscar
too.
buzz.
So
Phil-
Phil, just tell her to kick up the sex knot a little bit. Kick it up.
I mean,
Can you teach her a thing or two, Phil?
I just want to go back to
Sex it up.
2000. What would it be? 2010, Rooney Mara, because that's when Social Network
I mean,
actually
and
came out.
It's
Was
sad
she?
because
Did she smile back then?
No.
Okay.
No, she was never smiling. But she could stay true to this somber rock and roll or
Yeah.
whatever punk chick that she wants to be and lift her boobs up. Why can't we just?
Even if you don't have them, you can still be sexy.
Yeah,
Gwyneth does it all the time.
You do not. You could
That's a
be
perfect
big. You could be
example.
small. It doesn't matter. You can be sexy. That's
And a
I don't-
smile. And a smile.
And a smile.
Little teeth.
We're gonna get to somebody. She took over the role as Ice Princess. So all those people who tweeted about Angelina Jolie,
Haters.
We're gonna get to. She's taking over Ice Princess, and so there you have it. Fashion people, anyone from the fashion industry, just tweet me that you weren't a huge fan of this dress, and
Make
better
her
luck
happy.
next
Make us
time,
happy.
Givenchy. Let's all admit to our faux pas here,
Yeah.
and we're gonna move on to some must mention
Mentions.
looks. Some for good, some for not so good, but they're all must talk about moments. And we're gonna start with the boldest woman on the carpet. Love it or hate it. I didn't even recognize her when she first stepped out. Viola Davis. She said she was bold, feeling more bold than ever. She found her voice this season, and everything about her look last night said that she was ready to go in there and win an Oscar. And the only accessory she didn't come away with was the Oscar. But that boom color, the perfect cleavage. We're not going to get through this without talking about the boobies.
Boobs
Well,
are
that's
always
the
on
whole
the
story
menu.
here.
The hair, I didn't even recognize her. She's been so different every carpet that if you don't love it, you just have to admit that she is a fashion trendsetter on this season's carpet. That's what I'm going to leave it at. And I do feel bad she didn't win, but
That was a hard category.
It was.
There were a lot of good
It was
actresses.
tough.
this
and
time.
if you're in a category with Meryl,
And if you lose to Meryl,
it's like, come on.
yeah, what are you gonna do?
At least you will never lose in a style competition on the red carpet.
we were just talking about smile. I mean, this woman's smile.
Yes.
I want to be her friend. I
Yes.
mean, she's one of those. You just want to be her friend because you think you'd have a good time. She could cook up a
And she
storm
was
for
at Fashion
you.
Week, and she did have a good time. And she obviously
love that.
embraces
Enjoying
fashion.
it. Yeah.
These are all fields that we choose, whether you're an actress or you're a host or you're a designer. Look at that.
okay.
Look at
Love
those. You see
it.
these teeth?
Okay.
Look, this is what teeth are called, Rooney.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we could. She won't be getting a Rembrandt.
You could crest
ad
it up a
anytime
little bit. You know what I mean? That's the situation. We could crest it out. That's right. And
Make it
look
work.
at her. Look at Viola.
bold, fresh,
Great.
Courtney.
Oh, well, I love her, and I love it, and I have to make a comment that won't make sense to a whole lot of people, but literally it brings tears to my eyes. I'm so proud of her for going without her wigs and with her natural hair because I know it wasn't easy, and it's so like you guys, for you just
Courtney's
don't
having a
know
moment.
what that means.
Yeah, she really is.
for. Us
Oh, you really
girls.
are having a
like
moment.
you really don't know what that means for.
Wait, there was a whole documentary about
There's
it.
a whole thing about it. It's a big deal. And she was so beautiful. So even though I
Phil,
think
good.
the bust line should have been a little bit bigger because she had a lot going on, like the dress,
It brought tears.
none of
I
the
know,
rest of it
serious.
mattered to me. Like the fact that she was strong enough to step out. And she commented on it. She's like, her husband was like, just do it. Step
That's
into
nice.
yourself. And she said she felt like for the first time she was stepping into herself. And I know what that is, and I appreciate it so much. And I'm sorry I'm crying because I'm such a nerd, but it meant a lot to me to see that.
We laugh, we cry.
I'm sorry.
Just
but that's a big social statement.
Deal.
Do you see how much
socially and culturally in this country that was a big deal? And for those of you that don't understand why it's a big deal, find out because you got a friend that meant something to, seriously, like in a huge way. So anyway, that's my comment.
So
on
you know
Viola
what,
Davis.
Viola, you've affected all of us this season. Courtney, perfect example. We're moved by you in so many ways. So no matter how you came out to finish off this award season, you are a winner to us, Viola.
We loved you.
2 thumbs up.
Oh, who watched the Oprah special? Did you watch
I did, and I cried on that
didn't.
too. I'm such a crybaby.
No,
I have to
during
say,
that. But it's
I
Oprah.
think my hormones are like,
Do you want to tell us something?
God, no. Oh, hell no.
no, but you know what?
Buzz us.
This is how much fashion
Buzz
and
you
style
later.
and everything means to us. And
Yes.
you can't get this passion anywhere else, people.
No.
And, you know, here's the thing. I truly love her. Like, she's one of my favorite stars to watch in so many ways, in her interviews, in her style, just in everything about her. I really hope she's, you know, they say that this helps you get more work now and it puts you in a whole different place, and she's found
be back.
herself. She's one of my favorite. That's why she's our first must mention, because she's not even best dressed. She's in a whole other level. I'm just so loving Viola Davis in so many ways.
So proud of you, Viola.
Oh, we're getting emotional.
I know.
We really did not drink before the show.
I swear I
Because
didn't have a
first you
drink.
start off on a high.
We should be in a
and
bar
then you
at
slowly start
midnight
crying.
right now.
Like in the bathroom, I loved her so
We're gonna be on
much.
Franklin Avenue in the corner.
Right. For people who say that fashion is not something and you're not about fashion, no.
It could
Because
mean something.
It
It
means
could mean
something to a
something.
lot of people. And that's why I love me some Tina Fey, because she is somebody who got together, first of all, with Carolina Herrera and is rocking the peplum trend. She's a trendsetter. I love that Tina Fey is a trendsetter, because you know what? She is a smart woman who knows she's not
So
about
smart.
fashion. She's not Cameron Diaz. She's not Gwyneth Paltrow. But this is why I love her, because she is accepting fashion and embracing fashion without having to be about fashion. And she's giving a nod to us and showing that she appreciates it, because she knows she's walking a red carpet and she knows that means something to people. So she doesn't have to be like a huge fashion person, but the fact that she's embracing it and the strides she has made in all of her red carpet years,
stride.
Much better.
we appreciate it, Tina, and we appreciate the peplum. And she actually said, at first I was so afraid of the peplum, and now I'm loving the peplum. So I just love that.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to be a fashion person.
No, I mean, she's
talented
not.
in so many ways, but at least she's showing that she has an appreciation for it. And I love that.
I thought this was a very elegant dress. I didn't mind it. I thought there was a little too much fabric at the bottom. Like I would have taken off 1 more inch, so it didn't have. Sometimes when she stood,
Maybe
it
in
was
the
a little
picture,
bit
but it
bunching.
didn't bother me when I watched it on TV.
I thought this was great for her, and I'm saying that only because
Absolutely.
like she's not a fashion person. I don't know if she cares, but sometimes she just usually misses the mark, because I think she's trying. And
But she's trying.
But she's trying here. It works. It's very, very Carolina Herrera. I mean, I think she looked good. Again, not a wow, but I think this is a great look.
for her though, and what
Yeah.
it says about her, that's why it's a wow.
I like that
for
it's,
me.
she's cinched at the waist, at her smallest point. I think, obviously the pop of the peplum, and why not? Trend.
Love it.
Tina trend.
Love it.
So glad.
So glad.
I'm so glad
Most
she finally
improved
does not look like a mess. I hate when smart, intelligent, like powerhouse women.
Right.
Like, you don't have to not be fashionable just because
That's
you're
right.
all that other stuff. Like, and I appreciate that it's finally something coming out instead of them being like, oh, here comes Tina Fey again, hair all over the place. And then, of course, I would love some color at some point in life because she always wears black and gray.
Yeah, but you know what?
But that's too much.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not
push ya.
complaining. I'm just
not
saying.
gonna push ya.
I'm just
But
throwing that out there.
You swim
as
in the
an
pool that's
option.
comfortable for you, because otherwise
Yeah.
you try something and you're Rooney Mara.
And you're
Exactly.
well, she ain't trying.
She doesn't.
She tried that.
She's
She-
not
she
trying
Thought, she thought she was doing it with that
much.
dress.
Anyway.
She thought, okay.
But
Moving
she's
on.
Tina, we love
Tina,
you.
we love
I'm
you.
sorry.
You know what? She's showing that she's a smart woman because she knows she's
Yes.
walking red carpets and she knows that she needs to, do the best she can do, and she's doing that, and
We
I love
appreciate it.
and I love it. Thank you, Tina, and you're really funny. But we know that's your first gig, but we love that you're bringing us some fashion. And now, War Horse, move over that pale, skinny leg being like a boom, like a hoof in this black silhouette. with Angelina Jolie. But you know what I love about Angelina Jolie?
There it is. There it is.
Here's a premiere moment for Angelina Jolie. She's smiling.
Wait, hold on. The leg is in a separate zip code. There's the rest of the body, and then there's like
The
90215.
leg is in Encino with us.
And she did it on stage too. She went like, "We know you're hot, dude. We've known you're hot your whole freaking life. You probably came out of the womb looking like that. She's ridiculously hot. You don't need to like put it in my face and be like, you're not that hot. I'm not trying to be that hot. I'm as hot as I am."
You know what?
love it.
No, but she's owning it. She's owning it, and she is owning it with a smile. She's always like, "Boom, here I am." So
She watched last
I'd
time.
rather her stick out the leg.
Wait, do it again.
Ow. We're really so.
Can we just-
breaking the
No,
AfterBuzz
you just-
studio.
I'd rather
There
her
you
stick
go.
out
Have
the
to just
leg.
go, boop, boop, boop.
I'm not that flexible, people.
Jeez, I can't even get my leg
AfterBuzz,
up.
I'm gonna show you a backwards pretzel in a few minutes.
Oh, this is another kind of show.
We really saved the best for last.
We did.
I'd rather her stick out that leg and
God.
smile than be the ice princess and be like boom in the face. So
Yeah.
do the
That's
boom with
true.
the leg, give us the hoof, and give us the smile. And you're holding on to Brad.
Yeah.
Obviously,
That's the
used
Oscar.
Kerastase and a straightening iron and looks fabulous. So, ladies, what do you think about Angelina? The dress is awesome. It's like a simple, black dress, but with that silhouette in white. That would be the best wedding dress ever. Love it.
It's
I love it.
velvet.
It's
It's
velvet.
velvet. Who else can
Can
wear
wear velvet.
Okay? She has. It is a freaking velvet dress that she's making look hot. Okay? Sex and velvet. Well, actually, they do. They do, but in a whole different kind of way.
Phil?
A whole different kind of way.
Pamela, you telling us
No
all
comment.
kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Phil has no comment on
There's
that
a
one.
dark room and.
She's always hot. A lot of people did not want her to wear black, by the way, and I'm glad she kind of stuck it to them. I lost my other half of the panel.
I'm so gone.
We're in the velvet room, right? And they're with us, so.
That was my only
No,
comment.
she looks great.
She looks
she does.
amazing. I said they look like hot sex on a stick, so
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yes, that was my
I don't even
favorite.
have any comment about the dress, like other than because I did look when I see the leg, and I was like, "Where's the other leg?" So I'm like looking, why is it so far away? But it's really because the dress is kind of out there.
It's playing with him backwards. She can do all kinds of things that we
She's,
don't
like,
even know about.
Tickling
She's-
him on the side, and we don't know.
Ew, she's hiding her
They did
kids
the
under that other
dirty.
half of the dress.
No, she's making kids on the side of that dress. And now,
Oh, Angelina.
We should really
In the
cut it off
velvet
there,
room.
but
We
we
need
have two more ladies to get to. So let's take a moment.
Okay.
Let's get ourselves
We
together.
compose ourselves. We're
And let's go
professionals.
to someone much more dainty and doll-like and really
Definitely
not
not
that
sex on a
provocative is Michelle Williams, must mention, with her Louis Vuitton. First of all, we thought this was red at first.
Yeah.
And
it's like a coral.
it's a
Coral.
coral, which was shocking for me because it takes it a whole other place. But I'm loving the peplum. I'm loving the tiering. I'm loving that jewel embellishment speaks volumes. It says it all. She's I usually don't love her style, but this to me was her best of the season.
I loved this dress. I mean,
A
that's
lot
my
of
color.
Pat Lambert, our co-host Pat Lambert
He
from
loves
AfterBuzz TV tweeted us. It was his fave. Pat Lambert, shout out. Had a great pink bow tie
We
on the other
miss
day.
you, Pat.
But
I think it's great. She's on the peplum trend. She has some ruffles. She has an adorable pink clutch, and it's all about that bow diamond. Excuse me. It's a diamond Fred Leighton bow from the 19th century, so not just any old little pin on her. I think she looks amazing. I feel like this is one of those looks we're going to look back years to come and we're going to say, I could wear it today. I think it's a great, and I think this works with her hairstyle. Usually I hate her for doing that whole twiggy, like, oh, I'm
yes,
doing twiggy.
her face looked the most beautiful it has all season.
I really liked her. Yeah.
I always think she's adorable, even when she wears her mom's curtains. But this week, she really knocked it out of the park.
She came out from behind the curtain.
She got off the drapes and
she
put
brought-
on a dress.
That's right. She brought some teary fluff with
Some
her,
teary
but
fluff.
in the right way.
angelic.
in
It
the
was
right
great.
way. It's
Louis
very, and I
Vuitton
love the
knows how to do
color.
anything. So
Yeah.
come on, they have a cupcake in the window at Bloomingdale's. Hello, a huge fashion cupcake.
But the hair color was a perfect change. Because
And
she's been a little strawberry recently, so the blonde was beautiful.
Okay, this is why Woody Allen wasn't there.
Yeah.
He would think this was Mia Farrow, and he would get a little confused.
There you go. There you go. You know what I have to say on our My Week with Marilyn broadcast live from the Oscars suite.
You can find it on YouTube.
Yes,
or iTunes.
AfterBuzzTV.com. Check it out. But we had a lot of My Week with Marilyn scoop. And one of the things that I thought was so interesting is they called Marilyn Monroe the Calvin Klein girl before there was a Calvin Klein. And I think she's been trying to channel that vibe all season on the carpet with Marilyn, and I think that she finally nailed something. It's minimal in a way, but it brought like that perfect detail and just enough tearing and the peplum. I think it's that classic, as you said, will last forever.
And by the way, she is wearing, I know for a fact, shapewear underneath, and it's I want to make this right. It's Body Rocks.
Ooh.
Body rock.
Body
So
wrap.
even
oh my God,
and
they're
I
gonna
heard
kill
she's
me.
like
But
a size
she's,
0.
Yeah, I heard
but
she's
look, I'm
teeny.
just saying, she's wearing it.
Yeah.
So size 0 shapewear. Hello, I learned this. from
Juliana
Pamela.
Rancic, they were all wearing.
They all wear.
Gotta do it.
So great job, and you know her accessory, her constant accessory from this season, Busy Phillips, really cleaned it up for the Oscars. Very happy, another big improvement. So shout out to her, Michelle and her bestie. But let's talk about someone who really doesn't have that much to be said about her, and that's why she's such a disappointment and a must mention is Emma Stone.
Okay.
We just said it all.
No, so
exhale.
Okay.
This picture actually makes her look fantastic.
I liked it. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna
It
go
brings
for
color.
it.
It brings the color out.
First of all, I love her. That shtick she did with Ben Stiller.
Yes.
I think this girl has a future.
yeah.
I would
say
bet
so.
if I was a gambling woman, I mean, she's ridiculously talented.
Going places.
I think so. I think you're onto something. I loved this dress when it walked down the carpet, and then when I kept staring at it again, well, two things. One, I was seeing deja vu, which I'll talk about in a second, and two, I felt like but I felt like this dress needed a little bit more booby. Yes. There was too much extra fabric. I really liked this dress.
This picture does it huge justice, actually.
I like this dress, but I kept thinking, oh my God, I know this dress. And as soon as it wrapped, I'm like, where do I know this dress? Google, Nicole Kidman, 2007, Oscars. So it's been done. But I did.
And she's young and she's fresh, and
Yeah.
she should have brought something big for the Oscars to bring it home.
By no means worst dressed. That's no way, shape, or form. But
This is a sleek red carpet look.
Yeah, this has been done. It just this should have been done with somebody with a little bit more Katy Perry in them. You know what I'm saying?
You see that statue behind you? You step it up for that statue, honey.
Thank
and
you.
That's the
And
problem.
you're supposed to know that the first thing I tweeted it. I tweeted you guys. I'm like, wait, is that Nicole Kidman's dress? The same dress? Why would she do that? And
This
it
is
was
so going to be a
really
bitch stole
recent.
my look on Fashion Police. Isn't it?
absolutely.
And she's so beautiful, and the color is gorgeous. I loved it, but it just
And it didn't translate on camera. Right here, it's translating, and you are supposed to dress for photographs.
yeah.
But the
it's a
red
great
on the color on for me on camera, I don't like that with red hair. So didn't
Why would she do that?
Sigourney Weaver did something like this too.
it's
Sigourney
too
Weaver.
much.
Now it's just coming back to me. I'm like, I've seen this.
It's been too much, too many times. She should have known. Her jewelry is cool though. I like the bracelet. It
Yeah.
was like this chain link thing.
And the
going
hair
on.
even like too simple and
It's almost like the hair like got messed up, and they had to like do something
Just
in the
do
last
it,
minute
right.
and put it up.
right, a
And
last
it
minute
just-
fix.
It wasn't
Yeah.
enough drama. I mean, and this was a huge movie, even though she specifically wasn't nominated. Like, this is your coming out party, girl. You
right.
should have just did it.
I mean,
like,
hello,
I wanted to be
Viola,
juking because of
Octavia.
her, right? Like, oh snap, that's Emma.
That's right. I mean, we had Viola, we had Octavia, and where's Emma?
Yes, you
No.
faded. You turned into Shailene almost, but because we expected so much,
That's
like I wanted you. It was a missed opportunity.
Missed op. For sure.
You know what sucks the most, though?
I was waiting for you to chime in.
No,
Phil.
well, here's the
sucks
thing.
the most,
Here,
though.
you know, from doing the show about the Oscars, they all kind of talked about it. Brunson Green, the producer, and then Anna O'Reilly. They said that they were all kind of together when the announcement was made for the Oscars. And so when you're with your people, shouldn't you be like, all right, which one looks good on me? What do we got? All right, no, I think you should just here. All right, that'll look great. All right, moving on. You, let's adjust. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You three ladies, I feel like if you guys were going to the Oscars, you'd make sure you guys
I'd be like, please
right
don't
now.
wait. I'm not repeating.
Before you
her.
guys
Thank
started the
you.
show, you guys were like, all right, how's the hair? How's this?
She-
There
Great.
you go.
We were
Exactly.
primping majorly before the show.
Well, we also have telepathic skills. I mean,
Yeah.
I was gonna wear this color, and then I changed right before I left.
But
So
Phil, even
vibe.
Phil gets it,
vibe.
and Phil
It's
says he doesn't know things
fashion.
about.
Yeah.
Phil, I think you know a thing or two about fashion, and that's why before
I know strategy.
we close. That's right.
I know
You're a strategist. Now, before we close it out, because she was our last look, and we're gonna give our final picks, everyone.
Wait.
Phil.
Hold on. Did anybody see Oprah? You have to talk about Oprah.
Yeah.
Oprah.
Oprah,
I
just for a
even
second.
see her.
She was bedazzled
In gold,
In
baby.
gold. It was a Thea dress custom made for her, and she looked. I mean,
Oprah owns it.
Oprah was bodacious
I just had to say.
and sparkly.
I feel like you have to call out Oprah in every show because it's like the Midas touch. And so if we just say Oprah,
There's a reason it's called the Own Network,
Yes.
people.
Oh, yeah,
you
buddy.
owned it, girl.
Owned it.
She was
What?
She
shimmering.
looked amazing.
She looks great.
Okay,
call.
so Phil, was Oprah your pick? Because I
She's
know
got
you were
those
so
boobies.
excited, even though there was no Leah Michelle. I know you were excited to get in on the fashion game because everybody, they get in on it. So go ahead, Phil. What is it?
I actually had a different pick, and I'm going to pull it up for you guys right now.
Oh, surprise.
Yes.
Then you put. Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm glad
hold
you
on.
found that. I didn't get to see the dress. I was
Hold
looking
on.
for it.
This is okay. This is like it's a relatively new designer, Maria Lohana. I tweeted her yesterday. This dress has been worn by in a different version by oh my god, why am I snapping? She wore it to the
I know who you're talking about.
NAACP Awards.
And by the way, for those of you listening,
And the name
it's
is
Maria
like escaping
Menounos.
me.
That's
Yes,
right.
that
Yeah,
is
well,
Maria
this is
Menounos they
Maria.
were watching.
No,
She
you know
looks
what? While you
amazing.
think of it, let me say something.
like, shoot, tweet,
this is
go.
the best thing about Maria Menounos right here.
That's-
Why I did not see you, Maria, until right now,
either.
and you
No.
would have so made the best dress list because
That's
I'm
the
singing
green
again,
dye.
which is a good sign,
Mint.
because no one has nailed mint. And
Mint.
Maria, best on-trend color of the season and done right. Perfect hair. Of course, your body is ridiculous. We all know that. And that's why she has that big book right there with all the tips, Every Girl's Guide to Life, which is the most amazing book. But you nailed mint, and that makes me so happy.
It looks equally as stunning from behind. It's such a
Flowy
gorgeous dress.
perfection.
They're gonna kill me that I forgot the full name of the
She's
designer.
her mint goddess.
Marie Lohan. I will
All I
tweet
know-
this sucker out. This is freaking awesome. Awesome.
All I know is Maria
Chiffon
gave us
goddess.
our mint for the season, and that is, there's no words for that. Cheers.
yeah. Oh my god, I love.
All right, Phil. Well, I'm so glad you surprised
found
us.
that.
I could have sworn you were going to put up a picture of Sacha Baron Cohen.
I was like, do not put the dictator on.
No. You know what? The Oscars. I love to joke and things like that, but the Oscars. I try not to touch that. I feel it's very special, and so
That's
no,
right.
I wouldn't do that to you guys.
Thank you, Phil.
Appreciate
Well, I'm
it.
so glad you brought in the Maria Menounos, and she gave it to us.
Because I
She
didn't
gave
have a
it to
picture
us.
last night, and I thought about it, and I forgot to look again today to see what she wore.
And actually, her bestie, by the way, Rachel Zalis, was also at Fashion Week, and I'm sure she had something to do with that look. She gave us some great insight at the Jill Stewart show. Another thing you have to check out on AfterBuzzTV.com, people.
Yes.
But let's close things out with, first of all, we need some hot guy talk up in here.
Okay.
Phil, if you want to jump in on that, I don't know. But, and best and worst picks, ladies, because we're closing things out on our style specials for the 2012 award season. Let me just say, even though there was a reference that Brad Pitt and Natalie Portman had the same hairstylist, it doesn't matter what you do, Brad. Even with that hoof kicking you in the shin, you were my hottest guy.
I don't know if that's where she was kicking him.
Ooh. But Brad, my hottest guy. Ladies, let's talk hot guys for a minute before we get to our best and worst picks.
It's the usual substance. It's the usual substance. It's the usual substance.
Sorry.
Brad, George, Jonah Hill.
He looks really nice.
Yes, he did look good.
I just think he's so I actually think he's hot. I'm not even gonna say cute. I think he's really hot. I'm married, but if I wasn't, dude,
Aww.
Your husband is not to look at that.
I think he's
Courtney, who was
so
your
hot.
hottie?
Well, I put Clooney initially just because he had the best arm candy almost, in my opinion. But, of course, like I chose before, my old man, Christopher Plummer.
Yes, I love that.
I love you so much.
And
And
the
he won.
velour.
And his little velour. He's like an old little man. And not little man, because he's very
There is no age
you
discrimination
hear how
on
he-
this panel.
man.
How he referred to his wife.
Yeah.
Oh.
Love
That was
him.
so sweet, and I loved him. And he was just great.
Great
And the oldest man
call.
to win the Oscars. So
Yeah.
he's still
Yes.
around.
What's that?
A wave of
Sound of Music.
Phil, what was that exactly?
That was my sound bumper for aw.
Oh, okay, I got it. We should have had the applause again. But there you go.
There it is.
I won my Oscar. Did you see my picture?
I did. It was very
Courtney
fitting.
gave me an Oscar on
I gave her
Twitter.
a title.
But let's give now. We have to close things out here on the 2012 awards season. Best and worst of the biggest one of them all. I'm going to end on a positive. So there's really nothing negative to say because nobody was that bad that I feel so strongly about a look. But Shailene Woodley, remember what we talked about, darling. Call us, buzz us, tweet us. Jackie Miranne, Pamela, Pekerman, Stewart, Starlet.
Happy to
We're
help.
going to talk.
Happy to help.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Immediately.
And my best.
Buzz us now.
My best, as much as I love the Cape Crusader, Gwyneth Paltrow, as much as I love her, and she is one of my style icons, she really was my favorite until I saw that Cinderella picture of Penelope Cruz again. So it's going to go to Princess Penelope. Congratulations, ladies.
Penelope.
Yay.
Good choices.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with worst, and I'm gonna go with the awning over the boobies, Rooney Mara. You're from New York. I'm from New York. I'm upset. That's
Moody
all I have
Rooney.
to say. Moody Rooney. And
Although I don't want to run into her on the street.
I think she could kill me.
You
Actually.
think so? Yeah, she might stab you.
But I'm from Brooklyn, so bring it. What? So my best, it's a toss-up because I thought Octavia looked amazing in Tadashi Shoji, but Princess Penelope.
Aww.
It's a running
that's
trend.
if honestly that's the dress. If I ever go to the Oscars,
You're gonna
silence,
be
dead
Princess
silence.
Pamela.
That's a dress.
Pamela.
We're thinking of a reason for you.
Yeah,
I'm going to give you an
we're thinking
Oscar.
for a reason.
Fashion, costume.
Shortest person on the red carpet, Princess Penelope. Best, flawless, amazing.
Totally agree. My worst. Shailene.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to leave it at that.
We're speechless.
Work on it, boo.
We finally run out of words.
I can't even say work on it because she's not going to work on it. She thinks it's cool. Like she thinks that,
I know.
and that's why you suck because you think it's cool.
Oh.
But you're a great
We're
actress.
trying to get her to
Yes.
call us. Don't
And-
insult her.
idea.
Maybe like sometimes when you're too nice, like maybe she needs to get beat upside the head. Like it is not okay to look a mess. Like my mom would do that to me.
She'll tell you.
I would.
You're telling it like it is, honey.
Anyway, Shailene, you can do better. Please try a little bit. Even a little bit would help. And my best, obviously because it drove me to tears, has to be Viola Davis.
That's true.
Even
If
though
you are
Penelope
moved to
would be my
tears-
choice, otherwise I was moved. Viola.
Aw.
And I love you. And you are actually not only my style
You had a
inspiration,
moment.
Yeah, you did.
but you are actually a professional inspiration, and I appreciate you so much.
Aw,
You are
Nice
awesome.
way to end.
I know. I feel so nostalgic.
Wow. I'm kind of sad. There's no more fashion.
No, we're happy.
Wait,
We're
what?
happy because this was an
the award season.
amazing.
We're
It looks
taking this
great.
to the streets.
Oh,
This
snap.
was an amazing, seriously, guys, amazing red
It was
carpet.
fun. It was beautiful.
So thank you, everyone, for checking out all our style specials this season. We'll be back with plenty more style to come, and we'll check you out on Twitter. Lots of follow-up. Be sure to check this all out on AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Jackie Miranne, and we'll see you soon.
What about Courtney and Pamela?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Courtney.
I'm Pamela Pekerman. This is Courtney, but I could be
thought you were
Courtney and
gonna
she could be
cut
Pam.
I'm Courtney. That's Pamela.
Like
Follow
a-
us all on Twitter, AfterBuzz TV.
I gave them the Twitter
Jackie.
plug. It was like
Pamela Pekerman.
it's like I was
Stewart
receiving
Starlet.
my Oscars. I was afraid to get cut
I
off,
know.
so I just
You're
closed
practicing.
it out.
You're
So
practicing.
just hold it and wave. Thank you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. Yeah.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.